We first met Kristin Cavallari on Laguna Beach and the Hills, and we've watched her turn into a boss as the founder of her own lifestyle brand, Uncommon James. Now her hit e-show, Very Cavallari, is back for season 2 and offers an inside look into how she manages her business and life as mom and wife. Take a look.
This season on Very Cavallari. Jesus!
Ducks don't just fly in, like you gotta call them in.
Oh my God, Jay and I sat in on each other's colonics. So that's the key to a good start.
What do you think about Brittany?
She was the devil to me.
Some boxes are going out empty.
How many?
10 a week.
10 a week?
Jay and I are in a serious funk right now. When you're playing football, I had to give up my whole life. I don't feel that from you.
I'm just so pissed off right now. I'm gonna freak out.
I will throw you under the bus in a heartbeat.
I actually don't care if everybody's best friends. I'm trying to run a company, and I need the best people possible.
Very Cavallari returns Sunday, March 3rd at 10. Only on E!
Everyone, please give a warm Bill Brunch welcome to Kristin Cavallari.
Hi, thank you.
Kristin.
Hi.
I love this show.
Thank you.
It is so much fun. One, because you are a boss, and I like the way you run your business is how I feel like I would run my business.
I
It's
love
very
it.
inspiring.
Thanks.
But two, your staff is very funny and hilarious. I have to ask first off, why does Shannon still work for you?
It's a question I have
I'm
too.
so confused.
I love that that's the first question. You're gonna have to watch Sunday night. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Okay. Well, I do love her, by the way. I just feel like maybe she'd be a better friend.
Yeah, she's not a great employee. That's for sure.
So for season 2, what can we expect? What's maybe going to be different from the first season?
Season 2 is a little bit more personal. It's a little bit more raw and more real. A lot more Jay. You know, you got to give the people what they want. They wanted more Jay, so Jay's definitely on it
He's
more.
a star. He loves it though. He's a star.
You know, it's funny. Season 1, he was just being himself. You know, he didn't really
Yeah.
think about it. And then obviously he had such a positive reaction.
Right.
And so yeah, like day 1 shooting season 2, like he came in hot. He was ready to go. He had his jokes. You know, like he's
I picture him writing
like,
his.
he's feeling himself a little bit.
So
yeah.
that's the vibe I get from him. Like he tries to be really low key, but I know he's like
Doesn't
into
care,
it.
but-
And what I love the most is that he really supports you.
Yeah,
And
he
so has
does.
that been the feedback? Because he can be like kind of stern, but then like the moment you need him, he's like right there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's one of the reasons I love him so much. He's incredibly loyal. And yes, you know, it's been interesting because obviously my whole world for the last 8 years revolved around Jay and his football schedule, and we were living his life. And then as soon as he retired, Uncommon James really took off, and you know, the show obviously and everything. And so we've sort of switched roles. So it's been just trying to like navigate this new normal. It's been interesting.
Would you say that's maybe the biggest challenge in season 2 that your storyline is gonna have?
Yeah, personally, yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you have 3 children,
Yeah.
which you, and I think this is a good idea, keep them off camera.
Yeah.
But isn't that kind of difficult to do when they're just filming all the time? Like, how do you even navigate that?
So, it's actually pretty easy.
You're wrong, Allie.
Yeah, you're
I'm wrong. I'm just gonna
Bye.
got it from
Really
here.
nice
It was
to
nice
know
meeting
you.
you. No, so we try to only film at our house once or twice a week, so not much. And when we do, they're typically at school, or my daughter, she goes to school 2 days a week, but she takes a 3-hour nap during the day. So they're not around it that much, and if they are, they actually like watching the monitors and watching us film it. So they kind of get involved that way. But, you know, they're not saying like, oh, I want to be on camera.
Right.
You know, I want to be Very Cavallari. Like, they're still young. They're 6, 4, and 3. So I don't even know if they really wrap their heads around
Gotcha.
it, quite honestly.
Yeah.
So no, we've actually found that it's worked out very well.
Great.
Yeah.
And Jay is obviously, as we just mentioned, loved on the show, but was there some convincing getting him on? I mean...
Yes, big time. Once, you know, initially when this show came about, I wasn't even really supposed to be on it that much. It was mostly going to be about my staff, a la Vanderpump Rules.
Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah, that was sort of my inspiration. So I'd like pop in and out, but it wouldn't be about my life. And then Focus tested it, and for that I had to convince Jay to do one scene. I was like, please just do one scene with me. I'm trying to get this show sold, and that tested the highest. Go figure.
Wow.
So Jay from that moment on. And so then I had to get Jay on board. I had to get my best friend on board, because then it morphed into obviously what it's become.
Yes.
So yes, I had to give everything that I could to try to get him on the show.
Yes, and I'm curious, back to your children really quickly, would you show them Laguna Beach and the Hills growing up? I mean, I know you're careful with how they're involved now?
Not now, for sure, because they're a little too young. I'm sure at some point when they get older, they'll find it, but I will never sit them down and be like, let's see what mommy was like.
At 17, yeah.
That will never happen, I promise
Oh gosh, that's so
And I want to talk about your lifestyle brand, Uncommon James. So what was your initial inspiration behind it?
You know, I launched with a jewelry line, and at the time, I just wanted a line that was easy, quite honestly. I wanted to design a line for the modern woman, and the modern woman doesn't have 10 minutes every morning to try on different pieces of jewelry. I just wanted a line that you could throw things on, it could take you from day to night, you could wear it with what you already own, so just an effortless collection that we don't have to think about.
Love it. And you have a new jewelry line coming out now, right?
Yeah, so we have, every 6 to 8 weeks now, we have new pieces, so just to keep everything fresh. So I'm constantly coming out with new stuff. We just had a lot of spring items come out. We have more coming out in 2 weeks. So yeah, it's been fun. And then I also launched Little James, which is my baby and kid clothing line, which is also very meaningful to me. My kids are my fit models, and it's the only thing, quite honestly, that they care about that I'm doing. So that's been fun. And I just wanted to marry what both mom and dad want their kids to wear with what kids actually want to wear, because usually there's a huge gap in between the two. And so I really do ask my kids' opinion, so it's really fun for me.
So cute.
I love that.
Thanks.
And hearing how you speak about the evolution of the show, it kind of gets me thinking, like, you know, it maybe started off Vanderpump Rules, but really is more, and you are more like Bethany Frankel's reality show because you have these incredible businesses. And how has the show helped promote and expand your business?
Yeah, I mean, a lot. That's honestly why I did the show initially, was to help promote Uncommon James. And I will say, once that first episode of Very Cavallari aired, it sort of catapulted us to this next level overnight. I went from having about 4 employees to now I'm in the 70s.
Whoa.
So it's been crazy in such a good way, but it's, you know, it was stressful to try to keep up with everything. So, but all great problems.
And not to mention, you're also a New York Times bestselling author, which was like, add that to the list of things you do. Cool. But you also wrote a cookbook, right? True Roots.
Yeah, True Roots.
What was it like writing a cookbook?
It was such a passion project of mine, honestly. I'm a very healthy eater. My cookbook is all gluten-free, refined sugar-free, and I just wanted to share with everybody that you can actually eat everything you want as long as you're choosing the right ingredients. And so, yeah, I loved working on that every second.
Is there a favorite recipe you have in the book?
I love duck. That's my favorite kind of meat. And so there's a duck recipe with a caramelized blackberry glaze, which I could just eat with a spoon. I love it so much.
And you also have a collaboration with an Australian-based baby line called Sapling Child. Tell us about that.
I did. It was like a one-off kind of capsule collection. So I did that over the summer, and that was my introduction into baby and kid clothing. And I loved it so much. So then I came up, you know, I followed it up with Little James. So
that's so
yeah,
awesome.
Thankful to them for giving me that opportunity.
Like, how do you have time to be a mom? Like, that's like I'm looking at all the things you do. I'm like, I can barely have time to go watch TV. I'm too stressed.
Right. You know what? I don't know. I'm up at 5 a.m. so that I can work out before my kids wake up, so I'm able to make breakfast and make their lunches and everything. And then, you know, I'm lucky because I do own my own company. I can essentially make my own hours. So I take my kids to school, I go to the office, and then if I want to leave at 2:30 to go pick them up, I can.
Awesome.
You know, so I'm lucky that I'm able to kind of do some of that stuff.
Such a good role model to them, too.
Thank you. It's very
I also love at the end of the first season, I love your dynamic with Kelly. I can tell that is such an authentic and real friendship. Like the way you guys laugh together, I call it
so ridiculous.
I call it homie laugh.
Like I feel like we're always like saying inside jokes. I'm like, does the audience get it, or like, are we just?
But that's why I connect, because like every friend, you have those inside jokes, and you guys are laughing at it so hard that even though I don't get it, I'm like, that looks like fun. Like, oh,
you don't get it. That's good to know. I'm gonna have to tell her. We're gonna have to explain.
No, don't explain it. Just like live in the moment. Also, are you gonna set her up on some dates in the second season?
You know, Kelly, talk about busy. Kelly is a busy woman, and she is sort of like, I have no time to date. But yes, I mean, that's her storyline. Season 2 is definitely her dating and getting out there. So you'll see some of that. Jay thinks he's her dating coach, loves to give her advice, which is always interesting and funny. So there'll be a lot of that.
I'm very invested in that storyline, so I'm happy that it's going to be a part of season 2.
I love that.
We thought it would be fun to wrap things up with a fun game of Who Said It? And these are all things that people from Very Cavallari have said. Okay. So do you know who said this?
Okay.
I'm not being a Debbie Downer. I'm being a realistic Rhonda.
Oh God.
Shannon?
Shannon?
Yes, it was Shannon.
Ooh, good job. Okay, I have one. You might as well ask her out with a bag of Doritos on your couch.
Wow, I have no idea.
That was also Shannon.
She's good with the one-liner.
Yeah.
Good TV.
One-liner.
Right.
All right, I have one. She doesn't speak English, and I don't know how to tell her to heal in German. She's like, bitch, I don't speak your language.
That's me.
Yes.
My German Shepherd.
And the last one is, I want to forgive you, and I want to forget you.
Ooh, so dramatic. God. Brittany?
Well, we kind of were testing you there. That was Lauren the Heidi Montag from back in the day. That was a mean one.
You're right. See, now I remember.
We're throwing you
That was
back.
a good one. That was a good
That's a
line.
great quote.
Speaking of The Hills, there's a reboot apparently in the works. Are you gonna watch
There is.
it?
Of course I'm gonna be watching it. I saw Adrina a few weeks ago. She was spilling some tea, and it's gonna be juicy. It's gonna be good. So I'm excited to see it like everybody else.
We cannot wait. And it was so fun talking. Thank you for
Thank
hanging
you.
out with us today.
Thanks for having me.
You're awesome.
Thank you.